This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Anne-Marie Tabin at First Bank in Breeze. Contact Anne-Marie for your mortgage product needs. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. Trenton Processing. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. Coming up this evening, we're going to talk some soccer with Central Cougars coach Keith Patterson later on. It's off to the gridiron for McKendree Bearcats head coach Mike Babcock. And as always on a Monday, yes, this is our first Monday of the Monday show of the new season. We've got the Body by Boyd Little Augie's Pizza Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. Yes, indeed. But first, we begin with, the very start, and that's scores and stuff. And that is brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. We hustle on the Johnson Jewelers guest line to Centralia for Donnie Walker. Donnie, welcome back.
Thank you, Rip, for having me on this evening.
Man, I suddenly have a problem. My nose itches. What's that mean? Company's coming? What was the old... What happened
No. I went out to eat, came home, and just visiting with my wife, Mary, and I'm ready to go on Talking Sports.
All right, so no company your way. You've been out and about, though, a little bit. Well, let's begin with those Cardinals. They haven't – let's see, what is that? Just 3 wins out of the last 8? Is that correct?
It is, so. And yeah. I tell you what, I'm glad.
But they won one in Detroit.
They salvaged that win in Detroit. Boy, I think they really needed that, and hopefully – now that they're home, they can pick up a couple, 2 out of 3, or maybe 3 out of 3, and win a series against Pittsburgh. I hope so, anyway. Well,
they had the big 7th inning yesterday. Before that, they had gotten nowhere with Michael Fulmer. He pitched really super baseball. But in the 7th, they exploded for 5. And actually, they didn't explode. That's wrong. But they did score 5 runs. I mean, there was an infield hitter too, and it was kind of a wacky inning. It all started with that darn squirrel.
You know, and I saw that on my phone. I really didn't watch any of the game, Rip, so I can't sit here and tell you that I watched it. I'd be lying to you. But really, the game before that was one of the worst games that Joel has had since he's been, the manager. It just they're going back where they're not getting any hits. They're leaving a lot of people on base.
Striking out.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
strikes,
exactly.
Strikes. And walking people like crazy.
Yeah. And there's giving up. The pitching is giving up a lot of walks.
Oh, yeah.
And, you don't want to pick on one person.
But go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I was listening to McCarver the other day, and he was talking about Cecil. I mean, they've given him more chances.
Heck yes.
And bless his heart. I mean, he's a major leaguer. But let's be for real. He can't do the job. Pay off his contract and let him go because he's not going to help the Cardinals. But I do hope that they get the wild card, because, Cardinals are very faithful and our Cardinal fans are very faithful, and I hope that they get into the playoffs.
And if they don't now, it's going to be a disappointment because it's theirs to lose as far as that goes. And
you're exactly right.
I think maybe 19 games left for the Redbirds. Most are at home, if that helps. Pittsburgh's hot. I think they've won 5 in a row. Cardinals will face a good pitcher. At least he's been pitching very well. Is it Musgrove yet? No, Trevor Williams. I believe Trevor Williams tonight. Yeah, Musgrove tomorrow night, and then Tyon and so forth.
I think you're exactly right. I'm going to go over there Wednesday, not that it matters.
Oh, it's a day game, Wednesday afternoon. Those are great.
Well, my son and I, Kyle and I, are going to go over there. I'm going to go pick him up at Breeze. But long story real short, it's just I hope it's a good day. But starting tonight, I hope they, win a ball game, because it's getting down to the nuts and bolts, as we all say, and they need to get the job done.
Adam Wainwright is, well, he's starting anyway. 1-3 the 4 ERA in what limited time he has pitched this season. He's been out 3 months, elbow inflammation, whatever it's all been. He did really good in the minors, but as I've always said, I don't care if you're a veteran even. The AAA, that ain't the majors. And he's got to retool, and we'll see how he does tonight. Hopefully well. I'm not counting on anything.
You're exactly right again, Rip, and I hope that he has a good outing, because if he doesn't, it's time. It's time to say, hey, man, I can't do it no more, and that's just the way it is. But
right.
The Cardinals are going to be, they're going to say, hey, we're going to give you a chance again, and I hope he does it, the job for the so-called Cardinal Nation, and like everybody, we're pulling for him because he's a good guy.
That he is. By the way, even if he does it, unless he explodes in great fashion the rest of the year, however long that is, they don't need him next year. Let's turn the corner, turn that page, man. Especially since they're so high on all these young guys, man. Let them roll.
You got to do it, and nobody wants to admit it, but with reality setting in, if he doesn't do it tonight, hey, it's time.
Polanco will be missing for the Pirates, so that's a big bat out of their lineup. 23 homers, 81 RBIs. So are you okay with Schilt? I'm, lukewarm, and as far as I'm concerned, they pulled the trigger way too early. What was the rush in this?
Well, for whatever reason, yes, he got off to a good start, and then they got him his contract, and I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that, but they gave him a chance, and they must believe in him, and the players must love him. So hopefully, again, it'll turn out all right. We just want to be positive.
Everybody loves everybody when you win. That's for sure. And I know I've said this a couple times on Talking Sports, and I'm all for him. I love the. But a lot went right for him, too. Good timing. They got rid of Cocky Tommy. They traded him. He was a cancer to the club. Then they put Fowler on the injured list on the 60. And he was playing those guys, too, instead of Bader and Martinez in a lot of cases. Martinez is slumping a little now, but he's their best hitter. You can't sit him. You can hide him for several innings. They've done that for 150 years, 130 years.
You've got to play Martinez, whether you like him or not. He's just an aggressive old-time man. He's going to take a whack at it.
Yeah.
He's hitting the ball, and he's the results are there, so you've got to play him. And, and the other thing is with Fowler, we know he's done for the season. Again, eat the contract, let him go, and don't put him back in next year, because there's no sense talking about it.
And they'll have to pay a lot of that contract.
I know they will.
But that's okay. They've got millions.
It is. Sometimes you make mistakes and it doesn't work out.
I mean, sell another roll of $10 bills. It's taken care of. $10 beers, it's taken care of.
You got it.
But anyway, I think you would agree. Well, maybe not. But actually, when LaRussa left, and Schilt might work out fine. I hope, and especially with the young club, if that's, I just wouldn't have done it now. Stubby Clapp is the guy everybody's going after, not Mike Schilt. They should have waited to see anyway. But yeah, my guy, and I know we're close to him, but hey, I think Whitey Herzog and Red Shaney's, a couple of Southern Illinois guys, did pretty well in the past from little towns. I would have hired Guy Eddie after LaRussa left, and since that didn't happen, I would have hired him now after they got rid of Matheny. He would be a great manager.
I know you're big on Gary, and it still may happen down the road. I don't think Girardi's the answer, but you never know. And if Gary stays in this, where you know what I'm saying,
right?
The kind of the pot, if that's what he wants to do. I don't think that they're going to stretch this out very long with Schultz, and I tell you why.
They only gave him 2 years.
I know they have, but I tell you what, that doesn't mean he's going to stay to. With the loyalty of the Cardinal fans, and you turn on the ball game here in a little bit, and you watch, and there's 40,000 people, you go to Atlanta and they're in first place and there's 15,000 people. My point is, Cardinals are not going to put up with somebody losing. They're just not going to do it.
No, I don't believe either. And that's another reason Schilt got it, and they nailed him now because he's working for, in baseball terms, peanuts, and they're still paying Matheny.
That's exactly right.
Cardinals, anyway, right now they are 4.5 shy of the Cubs. The Brew Crew just 2 out, and in the wild card is Milwaukee and St. Louis, and it's jammed up after that. I mean, the Dodgers are a game out. Zone of 3 and Philly hanging around at 4.5, and the Cardinals and Dodgers teed up for a 4-game series come Thursday. All these games are important, but there's that head there for the wild card.
They are, Rip, and I tell you what, this is just my take on this. If the Cardinals can get in the wild card, that's going to happen. They're not going to beat the Cubs. I don't think that, just me. And with Milwaukee, at that point it doesn't really matter. They just need to be a wild card. And, they just got to win these games. That's just all there is to it. I mean, it's right there in front of them.
Donnie, I hate to see Shohei Ohtani, although he's still swinging a bat and he's hitting home runs, but it sounds as if he's probably due for Tommy John surgery, and he's great for baseball, and I don't want to see that happen. But even if he gets that operation, can't he still swing the lumber next season?
Rip, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part. Who was it?
Shohei Ohtani of the Angels, the Japanese player.
Yes, and
pitcher,
I thought,
DH, outfielder.
Surely he can't. Surely he can swing the bat, but I don't know what's going on. I don't think anybody else behind closed doors. But yeah, I would put him in there, and and this is kind of extending this. I guess Pujols is done for the year, right?
Yep, typical, pretty much.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Well, again, they're raking in millions and millions, although there is a lot of that on the fans' back too. So a lot of money is just they're coming to St. Louis next year. He probably won't even be around to play.
I hope he is, and I knew that. I hope he is, that he can play in some capacity somewhere. I know he's going to have to play first since it's in a National League game, but that would be a nice gesture on everybody's part, and kind of a last hurrah for Albert. But man, I tell you what, they've thrown some money out, and I hope his body can withstand what he's got to do the rest of his career.
Man, you really have to be, and you can't be sure, but some of these free agents, it's just not worth it. I don't care how much money you take in. I mean, so many of these guys take a dive for one. With relief pitchers like Cecil, though, they're like place kickers and hockey goalies. They just don't stay hot. They're hot and cold. That's the way it works. And I don't think any relief ace or closer is worth it, hardly.
Well, this, again,
I'm done at the snap of a finger.
Kind of a personal thing. I'm down on Cecil. He's done. He's done. And
there you go.
That's just, there's no more talking about it. And then they're paying him a lot of money.
A lot.
And I think the last game that the night before last that he went in, he's done. He may not get another chance to play the rest of the year, and rightfully so. If the Cardinals are going to try to get in the back door or whatever they got to do in this wild card, don't put him out there. And I'm tired of saying this. Rip, he can't play in the Clinton County League. Hell, he's done.
There you go.
Sit home and take your allowance money that you're making and do something else. But you're not a baseball pitcher no more.
Let's shift to college football. The Illini are 2-0. They beat Western Illinois. It's better than losing to them, but Mizzou wins big over Wyoming. The Salukis, that game at Ole Miss was incredible. It was an arena game. They ended up losing 76-41. And they led 38-35 at the half. What in the world's going on down there?
Well, I watched the game, and actually after about the first quarter, my brother lives in Bristol, Tennessee. He called me, and so I turned it on. I was doing some stuff outside, so I watched it the rest of the way. And first of all, they were talking about how big and they were outmanned by Ole Miss. Well,
should have been.
Of course, the week before, I went down, saw my alma mater, Murray State. Mary and I went down there and watched them play Southern.
Yes.
And Javon played, and I never saw him in high school. I never went to watch a game.
He was a tank among boys.
Well, he's a great athlete.
Yeah.
But man, I tell you what, that thing puts things in perspective. And there are a lot of bodies out there, and I would say, I guess the new NCAA rule that after 4 games, they're going to have to decide what they're going to do with him. They're going to redshirt him or let him play the rest of the year. And just by the first 2 games, he's not getting to play a lot, but he is getting to play, and that's great for a true freshman.
So did he get in Saturday? Did he get in that game at all?
Yeah, he played
late.
They had his, whatever you call it on the screen there, and where he was from and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But I just saw one play against Ole Miss, and I hope that, they used, that Coach Hill down at Southern uses him wisely and, said, hey, I'm going to redshirt him. He's got 4 more years of eligibility left. But don't burn that first year just playing, 2 or 3 plays a game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I would
imagine. I don't know what's going to happen.
Royce Newman surely got some line duties in at some point during the game. I think he's second on the depth chart on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So, but Ole Miss, my goodness, SIU, we're talking FBS and SCS and all that stuff. Ole Miss, boy, these SEC teams can't wait to get it at Ole Miss after that. I mean, if they struggle that much against the Salukis, goodness.
I'm assuming. But like I say, it was, back and forth and back and forth. I mean, it was just whatever you want to call it. But Southern, they didn't take a back seat to them until
no. I'm proud of what SIU did, but, I mean, look at who Ole Miss has to face in their league.
Oh, yeah.
They better pump it up a little bit, or they're going to be sitting at the very bottom.
They have to. Or, you're right. Their people are going to be just, they can't wait to play them.
The NFL began. I'm really I'm not watching again but I did see something interesting yesterday. I didn't see it. Well, I can't help but see the highlights. But Cleveland, the Browns didn't lose, but they didn't win either. A 21-all tie against Pittsburgh. So, oh my God, they still haven't won a game in 17.
Well, they had a chance, I guess, with a field goal. I saw that, and it got mishandled or whatever, but. I tell you, with Pittsburgh's, what's going on with them, I can't remember the guy's name that hasn't signed it. I just think I think that's a cancer right now with everybody, and they need to put that behind him. If he's playing, fine. If he's not, hey, there's a lot of other good people out there, so don't sit there and cry about that. And I think that's what they're doing right now. Right.
I watched instead of the NFL, and I always find something else to do. I watched tennis yesterday, and I saw Novak Djokovic rip through Juan Martín del Potro in a sweet 3-set sweep. Those guys and gals are just in incredible shape. I know tennis isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I definitely played a lot. I like watching. I don't watch nearly as much as I used to, but the U.S. Open's a big deal. And then they had the young Japanese girl, 20 years old. She became the first Japanese player to ever win a major singles title, and she beat the lovely Serena Williams Saturday. And the Serena cried and moaned. She called the chair umpire a thief, among other things, and she took all the win. She took everything out of the win away from Osaka. And it was a shame to be really polite about it.
You're right.
Osaka won it fair and square.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into whatever, but that was ugly. It was uncalled for, and we've all lost. And you talk about learning and take what you do, or take what you can with a loss, and you have to have some kind of compassion or guts or pride or whatever you want to call it, and you can't blame everybody the rest of your life. And to me personally, that's what that was all about, and it did it. It was just a bad mark on tennis, and especially women's tennis in general. And that was very uncalled for.
That's not the first time she's done that either. And 90% of the crowd was for us. That tells you a lot about something. We won't go there, But overall,
yeah, that's right.
I mean, this poor kid, She deserved every bit. She was whipping her butt anyway. So Keegan Bradley
give the person credit.
Yeah, won the BMW championship today in a playoff with Justin Rose. That was delayed. And so was the NASCAR race at Indy, but Brad Keselowski won it. It might be a second in a row. I know that guy is good. I know that much, Donnie.
Well, Rip, I told Mary I wouldn't say this, but here you go.
But go ahead.
I don't know that much about it. Other than my brother living in Bristol.
That's right. You've been down there. You've been through the races.
I've been to the track. I've walked the track. Mary and I have, and Kyle. I've never watched a race, and I just don't follow. The NASCAR.
I don't really follow. I just keep track of winners and.
I know you have to. That's right.
That track is probably tougher to walk around than it is to drive with that deep slant, huh?
Buddy, you want to work out.
Yeah.
Start from the bottom and walk up that track.
That's right.
And by the time you get up to the top, you're going to think, man, I thought I was working out. But with the humidity and all that stuff, I thought, man, this is unbelievable. But there's not a whole lot of room for the cars, a lot of room for the people. But you'd have to go there to see what I'm talking about.
I know it.
It's an experience in itself.
The only one I've been to in person was Daytona. Me and Burley, we had the tractor. That's a long story. No one was there. We just walked on in. There was a custodian. Yeah, come on in, walk around, do whatever you want. That was about 3 weeks before the Daytona 500 in 1980. Anyway.
And I promise you, I'm not trying to bring up my son, but when he was down there at Coker down in Hartsville, he was not too far. He was only 20 minutes from Darlington. And so we got to go to the track down there. And then, of course, my brother living in Bristol, him and his wife Sandy, I thought, you ain't believing the people this holds, but the ground that they rent out for the races is unbelievable. Right. From the drive-in theaters to the churches all have 15 acres. That's how they make their money down there.
Yeah, good move, good move. Hey, Donnie, I guess we got to scoot, but thanks a bunch for coming on, okay? Say hello to Mary, and we'll catch you for trivia tomorrow morning.
Okay, Rip. Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure, and have a good evening, okay?
Thanks much. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Donnie Walker on the Johnston Jewelers guest line with scores and stuff, brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. Don't you forget about it. In a jiffy, Keith Patterson and also Mike Babcock, the Athlete of the Week, 2.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordykeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio for a Monday, our first Monday excursion of the season. Let's touch base on the Johnston Jewelers guest line with former Central Cougars soccer coach Keith Patterson. Keith, welcome back.
Thanks, Rip. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, and we are getting a bit further along in the season. It's rolling by. You're near that 500 mark. You did lose Saturday, so you got it in despite some lousy weather, huh?
Yeah, we were supposed to stay at home, and we decided they have turf down there at Mascuda this year.
Okay.
So they decided to invite us down there, so we took that and went down there and played at 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Good move. Good move.
Yeah, we got
actually by then it probably wasn't raining, was it, or not much?
Well, it was just a little bit.
Yeah.
It was missing some. It was a little chilly, but it was a good game. Played well. One of our best games we played, actually.
Really, really. The Indians did clip you 3-1. So how'd the scoring go? Was it all first half? Did you break out on top?
Yeah, they had the win in the first half, and they got us 3-0 in the first half, and then we came back and scored with, I think, 31. About 8 minutes into the second half, we scored and just couldn't put any more in, but the boys did a really good job. Like I said, I think it's although it was a 3-1 loss, it was one of our better games we actually played. But
in the last several minutes, did you have a quality chance or two?
A few, not a lot. We maintained the ball possession. We probably had 80% ball possession in the second half, which is on turf, which is not our familiar,
True.
playing field that we're usually on. So I was really pleased the way they did it down there on turf.
You split a couple of other matches last week. Columbia, I'm sure, is out. Well, they haven't lost yet, have they? They knocked you off.
No, I don't think so. I think Columbia's just about basically where they are as last year. They're probably, I would bet you nobody in the conference probably even score a goal on them.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're just I think we got beat 7-0 by them last year, and we got beat 5-0 this year. We played them at home this year. At least it was on grass. So, yeah, another good quality team.
Have they, I guess at some point they've lost in the league, huh? But it's been a long time.
It's been. I can't
Maybe
remember
not.
if it has. If it has, I'd have to look that one up, Rip. I'm not kidding you because I don't even remember the last time they have.
Well, on the stats,
it's ridiculous.
On the stats in front of me, they're 4-0 already in conference play and 8-0-1 overall. So a tie in there. But the the league's good again, right? Or will be once you face everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think I don't even know who they got left to face, but I just imagine they're going to be the winners of that league. No problem there.
But you've got, 2 or 3 matches left in league play?
Yeah, we got Carlisle,
Westland,
Lebanon, but actually Valmar. We got about 5.
Well, that's true because Lebanon and Valmar are all soaked in the same pot, aren't they?
Columbia and Salem is the only ones we've played in the conference so far. So we've got 5 left. There's 7 in the conference this year now.
Yeah, that's true. So and Salem, you did beat. You shut them out, and they can't. I don't know if they're down, but I think they're under 500 right now. But they can be very good and have been.
Yeah, we got them 3-0. I think it was could have been a little bit worse than that. I mean, we had like 25, 35 shots, something like that. It was kind of lopsided. And Vetter did a really good job back there as a keeper too. He's been doing an excellent job.
And he's a kid, man, isn't he? Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, sophomore. Yeah. I mean, I'm not much of a predictor, but he's probably going to make all conference this year as a keeper. The way he played against Columbia, anyhow.
That'd be good.
That's again, Columbia's the best we have in the conference, in my opinion, and he did an excellent job against Columbia. So, and unless something messes up somewhere else, he should be. He could have been last year, actually. He could have been, but I just didn't nominate him because he was a freshman, And but now he's a grown-up sophomore.
That's right. That's right. That's good.
But he's playing for us right there. He's doing a heck of a job.
Good deal. Hunter Vetter. How tall is he and so forth, Keith? Does he cover that goal pretty good, or is it all quickness?
I was looking at that tonight. I was kind of working with him back there, and I looked at him. He's a little bit taller than he used to be. I don't know. I hate to guess. Me 5'8", 5'9", maybe something like that. I don't know, but I'm not good at guessing like that. But it did look like he grew a couple inches when I was standing behind him.
Yeah, we've got.
He's still not, he's still not that 6'1", 6'2" range, but he makes up for it.
Yeah, if he's a quality player, it doesn't matter, does it? And
we'll take it.
Right now, Keith, I've got you down at 5-6 overall. You had one tournament for sure over at Collinsville.
Yeah, we played 2 games and went that Collinsville tournament. We looked to get in the tournament. We found that one, and pretty good teams down there, Rip.
I bet.
Collinsville, we played them as a 3A school, and I don't know what they're ranked, but I'm sure they're ranked in the big schools down there. Then we played Triad, which is a 2A excellent school.
And then
we played a team out of Chicago, Elmhurst Timothy Christian. So, some quality teams. We went down there, trying to get something out of it, trying to learn something, and I think we did. You got to know how to, to know how to win first, got to know how to lose. So we picked up some pointers down there, and I think overall, it's going to help us throughout the season. Overall, it's going to help us.
Are you?
And then we came back.
No, go ahead, Keith.
And then we came back, and like I said, we lost to Columbia, and then it was good. And then the rival game against Mater Dei, they beat us. And other than we're almost back, other than that tournament, we're about exactly where we were last year, But, the rivalry game was good. Mater Dei's always good. James does a really good job over there.
Good contest there, though. Last year, you bring that up now, 16-3-1, correct?
Yeah. Man.
And all the way to the sectional semis.
Yeah, always different team, different individuals. But, the way I look at it, you can't, we lost a lot of goal scoring. I know that. Everybody says that. But I don't look at it that way. I don't try to replace who we lost. I just look at it as we have a different team. And then we have to, work this different team into different formations and stuff like that. So it's a whole different game the way we're playing. And a lot of these guys we're playing right now, we have stuff seniors, but a lot of them are just inexperienced. We're not that young, but we're just inexperienced. There's a lot of them just didn't have a lot of varsity playing time. So just about every game we play is a learning experiences for us, and that's what we're working at. We're just taking one game at a time, trying to learn here, trying to learn there, trying to learn. I don't think, Rip, to be honest with you, other than Hunter Vetter being a keeper, I think everybody else has played a different position so far.
Oh, really?
I don't think, seriously.
Some shifting
I don't think
around.
anybody has played in one position every game. So we're still trying to put the, puzzle together, and we're getting there. We're getting there, We still got a long time, before postseason starts. That's the idea of it all.
Well, Lucas Wilby, he was your main man as far as goal scoring a year ago. But I noticed this Trent Holtgrave, he's off to a really nice start. 5 goals, 11 points. How many did he have last season, Keith?
Trent? I don't know, but if it was more than 2, maybe he couldn't have it, because he played center back for us last year.
All right.
And we've moved him up. And like I said, he's played center back this year. He's played midfield. He's played striker. So he's played multi-positions. And I was talking to him about that tonight, about that we don't have that, 20 goal scorer. But we have, and I was sitting there going, who's got 2? Who's got 3? And Trent said, I got 5. That's the first time I really realized he had 5.
3 game winners. Yeah. Well, he's somebody to follow, though, and but he's got a little help there, and hopefully he'll get a little more punch as the season progresses yet, too. But
like I said, it's a different style. We're playing a different style, so we're not gonna, we're not going at 5-6 goals a game, stuff like that. It's a whole different way we're playing. So without getting into too much of it, but it's I'll take the 1-0 wins, Rip.
Yeah, I bet so.
I'll take them. You know what I mean?
It's different every year. I mean, it goes with the personnel. You lose some kids, and others are brought along. Some are young, whatever. And you have a few freshmen dressing, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the Scuda game, Dalton Boroff, freshman, he's one scored for us. And actually, I got him starting most of the games, and Zach Landis is starting most of the games. And then we have Vaughn Douglas has been coming in lately. And so there's 3 freshmen right there. And then Noah, and then a lot of sophomores, like I said, that hasn't had a lot of playing time, not a varsity, and they're getting experience. So every game they play is just, is a game for them.
Hey, you're doing well now. Things can only get better. And now you've been at Central as the boys coach for how many years, Keith?
Well, let me see. This would be 5 years, I think.
Anytime it gets around 5 or so, coaches have and I understand it. I would too. But you're in that neighborhood anyway, huh?
Yeah, I think five. I think five, because it'd be 5 years with boys, and it was just 5 years with the girls. So I catch up a year behind. So yes, it would be 5 years with the boys.
You're back on the pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, we got St. Anthony tomorrow, and then we got Father McGivney on Thursday, and then actually a JV have a tournament in Highland this weekend.
Oh, okay, JV. So that's good. A lot of good experience for them as they continue to grow in the program.
Yeah, we got the schedule tonight. There's some good teams. They got Alton over there in Highland and Triad, and
a bunch of big shots.
A couple of Modern Day's probably in it. So some good teams. They get experience over there this weekend.
Okay.
I think we go away though. I think we're away for a while.
I do believe too. So, Keith, appreciate the time. Have a good 2018. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Rip. You take care.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Keith Patterson. We're talking sports. We've got a break. And then it's the Athlete of the Week. Later on, college football talk with Mike Babcock of the McKendree Bearcats.
If you're in need of a quality meat processing plant, there's just one place to turn: Trenton Processing. For nearly 50 years, this family-owned and operated business has served Clinton County and beyond, for good reason, too. Trenton Processing offers the very best in retail and wholesale products, custom butchering, deer processing, and plenty more, including specialty pet items. Trenton Processing at 120 West Broadway in Trenton, the home of Sugar Creek Smoked Meats.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020. Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
It's good to have you aboard Talking Sports. We're up here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. So from now on out through the school year, Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 until 7. Saturday mornings, of course, 9 until 10. The time is 6:39. That very time drop is brought to you by Zarin Funeral Home in Carlisle. Off for the Athlete of the Week.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I ever met. Oh, you're the best.
The Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Body by Boyd in Carlisle. Your complete gym and physical fitness center is Body by Boyd. And by Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze, the choice for pizza, pasta, and more. Call 526-7040.
It's good to have Little Augie's Pizza back and a new sponsor in Body by Boyd right here in just across the street in Carlisle. And our Athlete of the Week is Monterey Knights quarterback Travis Jasper. He completed 9 of 11 for 156 yards and 5 touchdowns, plus scampered for 116 yards, including a 46-yard dash. That was in the Knights' 47-zip rout of Althoff Friday night. So Travis Jasper is our second Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week of this fall. Congrats to him. He gets a $10 gift certificate to Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. Mike Babcock standing by.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Hi guys, this is Ed from Dine Chevrolet in Trenton. Do you need a new vehicle, but you run into some bumps on the credit road? I'm here to help you. I've been getting credit challenge drivers behind the wheel for several years. I have several lending sources, and I work hard to get the very best rate possible without jumping through a lot of hoops. Dine Chevrolet. Discover our service, our selection, and our great pricing. Call me, Special Ed, at 402-3304 or visit us at DianeForALoan.com to get started.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlisle and Breeze Hardys. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
We're up here again just ahead of Mike Babcock from McKendree's football team. In the Bird Watson Health Mart studio, we are. Remember this, very, very obviously in a serious tone, 9/11. 9/11 is tomorrow. Never forget what they did to us. So keep that in mind. My goodness, it's already rolled around 17 years ago. Wednesday night, one of our guests, McKendree volleyball coach Nikki Sandlin. After these, it is Coach Babcock on Talkin' Sports. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50. Get mouth-watering flavor at a jaw-dropping price at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's. Charbroiled sliders are starting at just $1.25. Get them as a single or get them as a double. And get as many as you want. Plus, enjoy the entire Red Burrito menu. And tomorrow morning, try the new made-from-scratch honey butter biscuits. Get unhungry now at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's.
Investing your hard work and hard-earned money into farming involves a lot of risk. That's why Illinois farmers have counted on Country Financial for federal crop insurance, crop hail, and farm insurance for over 80 years. You get great coverage at a price you can afford, and best of all, you get the same great service you've come to expect from Country. Call me, Keith Wilkin, at 526-1179 or Teresa Richards at 526-1100 today.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back once again for one final block rip in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. Let's turn over that Johnston Jewelers guest line for McHenry Bearcats football coach Mike Babcock. Mike, welcome back.
Appreciate it, Rip. Thanks.
We had you on, 2-3 weeks before this season, and now you're 2 games deep, and so far, so good. You got to be riding high. You are 2 up and none down, just the way you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you want to win every game. That's why you coach. That's why you practice. That's why you get going. So,
yep.
So far, so good, but we still got a lot of season left in front of us.
There it is. But Kentucky State, you knocked them off 34-17 in Frankfurt on Saturday. Catch us up to date on that a little bit. I know at least probably more, but 2 of your top drawers in particular, quarterback Reese Metcalf out of Mount Carmel and running back Preston Thompson, they definitely didn't disappoint, did they?
No, absolutely. I think we're truly coming together offensively right now. I thought we had a great day, close to almost 500 yards of total offense in the game. And just some real big plays, which was awesome. Our quarterback, Reese Metcalf, ended up throwing 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he was actually the conference player of the week, which was great for him as a senior quarterback. Found a lot of receivers for some touchdowns, but also our run game is able to get going a little bit. And I thought both our running backs, Preston Thompson and Jace Franklin, I think had a tremendous day yesterday. We ran for 288 yards on the ground as well. So I thought both sides did a nice job, and especially to win on the road. That's, at our level, having to travel 4, 5, 8 hours. Shoot, next week is a 14-hour drive.
North Carolina.
Yeah, it could be a distraction. And
Sure.
luckily the guys were ready to go on Saturday and came away with the win.
But the players followed the game plan well, and some nice play calling there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually when we win, heck, it's the players. And it truly is. I'm the one on the sideline watching them play. So it's not necessarily what I call, it's how they execute it. And luckily right now, especially offensively, we're doing a nice job of executing those plays at a high level, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Well, I'm pretty sure they follow their lead. At least they should. So, and Reese Metcalf, 2 games, 75% is his completion ratio, and 7 touchdowns, and no picks in either game, has he?
No, I mean the four incompletions that we had in this last game were actually drop balls. Yeah. He had 4 drop balls by wide receivers and 1 by a tight end, and so it was, even if you just caught those balls or whatever, he would have had a perfect day. So
wow.
He's playing at a very high level, and I know he's excited of what he's doing so far. But really, the main emphasis I've been trying to teach the guys is really just take it one game at a time. I know I've said that on here a couple times before, but really to be a great team and a great player is you got to take each play when they come. So don't keep looking way into the future. Just take it as they come.
Not to be outdone, only 17 points by Kentucky State, so the defense shined too, especially at key moments apparently.
Absolutely. In all reality, defensively, we actually held them to 10 points. Gave up a kickoff. We gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown.
All right, didn't see that. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So score-wise, definitely it was a nice deal, and more importantly, it was nice 4th down stops. They had 2 4th and goals and couldn't connect. And so. When it came time to actually step up, our defense was able to do that. Unfortunately, no interceptions or turnovers or whatever in this game, but was able to handle a very tough quarterback. He was a really good athlete, was able to run around quite a bit. We were able to kind of control that for the most part and kind of keep him out of the end zone.
You also won the opener, which was at home against Northern Michigan by 6 points. Was it a back and forth all the way?
It was. I mean, we were down 7-0, at the first go, but I didn't see any guys get, upset, or I didn't see any guys getting nervous or anything like that. It was a tough game. It was a hard game. I think the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from that, I mean, it was 120 degrees on that field, or at least it felt like it anyway.
I was wondering about that. I was thinking that was probably a hot afternoon.
Yeah.
But you still had that crowd showed up, right?
Oh, it was packed. The tailgating was unbelievable at the beginning. Just a great turnout, great fan support. Our home games are unbelievable.
They're buzzing.
If your viewers are not going, it's definitely worth coming out to.
And, of course, in our earlier talk this summer, late summer, whatever, and why not? You're expecting another solid year. You're off to a 2-0 start, 7-4 last year, 5-2 in the very outstanding Great Lakes Valley Conference. But, yes, you got a long way to go, but you want to get better and better every week, and that includes, of course, in practice. It all starts there, carries over there every week, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a tough one this week, and shoot, we haven't even gotten to conference play yet. So
Right.
we still have 2 non-conference games before we hit kind of the heart of our schedule, and some really, really tough really tough conference opponents once we get there in about 2 to 3 weeks. And so it's no rest for the weary. It's keep on going, keep grinding.
You always take a hit with player losses from the previous squad. That is the way it goes. But, we talked about a couple of quality players that you have now. I know you have plenty more. How many starters have you retained? Did you retain from a season ago?
On offense, I believe we've got, I think it's 7 returners on offense, and I've got 4 on defense. So
defense, you took the big sting, yeah.
Yeah, it did. We lost a player of the year on defense. We lost 3 out of the 4 defensive linemen. We lost 2 out of the 3 linebackers. We lost our starting 2 corners. So I mean that takes its toll. But at the same point, I like where our defense is. I mean they fly around fast. They might not be the biggest yet, but they're giving me everything they got. Like, you cannot fault them for effort. They are giving me everything they got. So, and that's what I want, So no matter if they're the top dog or we're the bottom dog, if they give me everything they got, we can handle it and hopefully win those close games.
Well, they certainly seemed to mesh last Saturday, didn't they? Probably more than the week before. The first game.
Yeah, I think they were able to kind of keep that under control. I think the previous week there was a great running back and quarterback combination. So if the running back wasn't getting it, the quarterback was getting it. If the quarterback wasn't getting it, the running back was getting it. So, they were able to kind of rack up some good yards, but we were able to kind of stop them again, kind of the same thing, some good key 4th down stops. And able to keep them out of the end zone, and the offense is able to answer and be able to sustain some drives, be able to make some big plays offensively, and that really can change not only field position, but obviously the score as well.
One more of the O, and back to Reese Metcalf. How many, what do you think, top-tier targets? That might not be but he's got some good receivers. You got it. Well, they were almost perfect the other day, so.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple really good wide receivers in Josh Reve, Jalen Williams, Matt Cole, Stephen Towns. All 4 of them have touchdown catches. And then I've got, a tight end that almost ended up having 3 touchdown catches yesterday or the day before. One, he tripped up right on about the 3-yard line before running in for the touchdown. One, he caught a touchdown, and then another one, that was one of the drops. So, but I think we've done a really good job of kind of spreading the ball out to different receivers, and all of them are really stepping up when they need to. They're making Reese a better quarterback, and he's obviously making them good wide receivers in return.
Well, Reve, come to think of it, I remember his name from last year. He's a stud, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. When you have 2 wide receivers like Josh Reve and Jalen Williams that are 6'4", 6'5", and can run very well, that's a dual threat that you got. And so now if one guy gets doubled up, the other guy gets it. If the other guy gets doubled up, the other guy gets it. So it's hard to double everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And Thompson in the backfield, I'm sure he's complimented by another act or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 2 offensive linemen that are seniors. I've got a tight end that's a senior. So all of those guys are blocking up front for a senior running back in Preston Thompson. So he's able to run hard. Like it takes 2 to 3 guys in order to bring him down, which is really nice. And then his other counterpart, Jace Franklin, is a little bit more of a speedster. He's the one with a little bit of the breakaway speed. And, Preston's gotten more of the love because of the touchdowns that he scored, but the other running back is getting just as much carries and yards as Preston is as well. So I think we've got a great tandem of not only some good wide receivers, but good running back and quarterback as well.
How are those new recruits doing? And you've got a load of them, including some locals. Well, one from right here in Carlisle, and Tyler Seaver.
Absolutely, they are doing very well overall. I actually really like this freshman class. I think this is going to be a good class for the future. We've got a couple kids that are already playing more on the defensive side than anything. I've got one kid out of Michigan actually that's playing a good amount of chunk on the defensive line. I got another kid from Chicago doing the same thing. I've got a linebacker from St. Louis that is playing as well, Keyshawn Spraggins, so all of those guys are doing a great job. And then offensively, the only one that has got a shot is actually Tyler Seaver. Tyler's had a great camp. He's had a great, couple weeks. He is doing a fantastic job. He works hard. He's a blue-collar guy, and I'd expect nothing less from a guy coming in from Carlisle.
We love to hear that, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get those type of kids that want to work hard, that knows that life isn't, just given to him, and he's actually got to go work at it and give me everything he's got. And that's what Tyler's done. He's done a fantastic job. He's one of those guys that's such a tweener in the fact that we could play him, but we've got some great wide receivers on the outside. I'd hate to burn his year only playing just a couple snaps a game when I might be able to get away with redshirting him and having him for 4 years. So there's still a chance he could play. There's a chance he could end up redshirting. He traveled this last week. He just didn't get in the game because if they go in for one play, that's it. That's their whole year.
So you don't follow the same rules as D1 then, right? Because don't they have that new 4-game rule now?
They do at the D1 level,
All
at the
right.
Division II level, they don't. And and it's a shame for a guy like Tyler. Tyler is deserving.
I do kind of like that rule. Yeah.
Oh, I do too. I want to get it in here, and if you and I need to go in front of the NCAA, Rip, let's go do it. Let's.
All right. No, I just heard about it from Coach Stewart at Salem a few weeks ago. We had him on. He's telling me about it. His son plays down at SIU at the Salukis, and so, wow, okay, I didn't know about. And I know Bennett Richter. He's not he's a redshirt freshman. He's not a recruit. So what's his status though with the team?
Bennett has done a nice job. He's still fighting for time at the linebacker position. He's playing some special teams. We actually had our starting long snapper go down with an injury last week in the home opener about 48 hours before game time, and Bennett is actually our backup long snapper. And so he went in. He was pretty much flawless in that first game. And it's one of those positions where you never talk about them. You never know that they exist until they do something wrong. So, Bennett was able to kind of go in and be the starting long snapper.
So he filled in for Caleb Shipley? Was he still?
He did. Yes, he did. So, and he did a nice job. Now, Caleb was back this last week, so Caleb ended up taking the duties for it. But Bennett's on a couple special teams, and he's going hard and doing some nice things too. So both of them are doing well. And then who else? Peyton Rankin is an older guy from Nashville, and he's our starting defensive tackle, and he's done a nice job up front of just kind of being that vocal leader. He's kind of the rah-rah kind of guy, but yet he kind of works hard, busts his butt and does a nice job on the interior line defensively.
Well, I am, but really, I want the team to do well and everybody. But we're proud of the locals, the area guys, just as much as they are coming from these smaller towns around. Because now, man, you're gassed with kids from all over the country, and I mean that's what you have to do anymore to get those victories at the D2 level. I realize that.
Yeah, whether they're from homegrown just down the road or whether they're from cross country, we're going to try and find those best players to come in and compete, because my job and everyone's job here is to win football games. So, that's what we're trying to do. But I am absolutely not afraid of taking any local kids if they can meet the standards and go. And so far, guys like Tyler, guys like Bennett, guys like, Peyton Rankin, all these guys are doing a nice job of understanding what it takes to be truly a college football player. I mean, what we do here is not very different than what they do at the Division I level.
No.
It's, from practice to lifting to going to class to doing all of that
rules.
There's a lot of similarities, and so some of the guys can handle it, some can't, but I'm very fortunate with some of these local guys that they're starting to pan out pretty good.
But as Herm Edwards says, you play to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he won a big one Saturday too, by the way, for Arizona State.
And I know for him especially, there's a lot of anxiety from fans and this and that. Is can a NFL coach come and really truly, handle the college game? And that's just another kind of hurdle that us coaches really say, you know what, I'm going to plow through it. I'm going to give it everything I got, and I'm going to use it as a enticement to continue to be the best coach that I can be. So glad for him and his staff, and for all of those coaches out there that are, whether it's high school all the way up to the NFL, guys that are trying to get guys to play hard, run fast, and execute at a high level. That's all we're trying to do here.
To wrap it, you have Bowie State University at Lehman Field Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff, correct?
Absolutely. Very good team out of Maryland. Very good team out of Maryland coming to our place. So I think it's going to be a heck of a game. So I can't wait for 1 o'clock on Saturday.
I bet. We'll have a good rest of the week of practice and keep that unblemished record alive, man. 3-0 would be nice, then one more before you go into league play.
For you, Rip, absolutely. I
Exactly.
will definitely do it for you.
I know it. I know. Everybody does so much for me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's overwhelming, Mike.
No question.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
Rip.
talk later. That must mean he's done. And so are we. That was Mike Babcock, the coach of the McHenry football Bearcats. Our thanks to him, and also to Keith Patterson, Donnie Walker, 2 Wednesday nights, McHenry's volleyball coach, Nikki Sandlin, and others. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcxo.
Talkin' Sports was powered by Anne-Marie Tabin at First Bank in Breeze. Contact Anne-Marie for your mortgage product needs. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. Trenton Processing. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of WCXO Sports.